You think you train hard, you don't.
People stop 3 to 5 reps shy of ever even seeing the slightest hint of progress. When the reps slow down, you're uncomfortable, you want to stop.
That's where literally all of your progress is made. Anything before that point is working up to those last few reps. There's a reason why everyone isn't strong and lean. It isn't because they can't, it's because they refuse to do the work and go through the pain necessary to actually attain their results. So the question is, are you the type of person to stop right before they get what they want, or to put in all of that effort driving to the gym, getting in their car, just to show up and do a half-assed job?
Most of y'all have never lifted a day in your life. What do I mean by that? Now, most of y'all stop 3 to 5 reps before you ever even reach the point of hypertrophy. Now, whenever you're really new to lifting, you're going to get 50 to 60% of your gains that you'll make over your entire lifting career through just newbie gains, which you can actually attain whilst not being that close to failure. But once you surpass that point, you surpass your newbie gains, which you do need to have certain things dialed in. Like you need to be eating at least like close to enough. You need to be sleeping at least close to enough and get a good enough quality of sleep slightly. But the training, and especially, well, you need to lock everything in after you get your newbie gains, but especially one thing that a lot of people get wrong is that they think that they can continue training the same. While your body adapts to the stress, you gradually need more stress. Your body is used to what you've been doing to it. The reason why you can get most of your newbie gains while not lifting like a real man and actually lifting like that of a pussy, you can, your body is not adapted to it yet. It's for a lot of people in the common era, they're not used to moving at all. So moving in general is going to get you a level of physical fitness and strength and stuff that is going to be very impressive because you've never moved before in your life. Now, if you're like a farm boy or something, or you're a farm hand, maybe you do a lot already, which I live on a farm, but I didn't do all that much. You know, if you look like construction workers and stuff, they actually have some of their newbie gains. That's why they're stronger than a lot of gym goers, because people don't understand how to get the rest of their gains beyond just the newbie gains. Whenever you bail on a set, now look, a lot of people are scientific or whatever, and they're going to say, you know, the amount of gains that you get compared to the amount of fatigue that you get isn't equal. Okay, well, those people are most of the time very retarded. But what you need to know is what it looks like for you to go to failure. Everyone has a different disposition of slow and fast twitch muscle fibers, which means that whenever they fail, it's going to be at a different speed. For some people, as soon as they slow down a little bit, the next rep is just gonzo. They're not getting it. That means you have a lot of fast twitch. If you have slow twitch, you might be 3 reps deep and you're already getting really slow, but you might also have 6 more in the tank, where a fast twitch person, if they were going that slow, they were about to get a hernia. What you need to do is understand where your failure is. So every single workout, you need to bring at least one set to failure. If you don't know what that looks like, play the clip. You need to bring it to within at least 1 rep of failure, preferably failure. If you've never gone to failure before, it needs to be failure. And it's best to learn this early on before you get into heavier and heavier weights. Like me going to failure on squats, that would be very, very undesirable. To go to actual muscular failure on squats would be very bad. I'm already lifting, like on a working set of 10, I'm already well 2 times above my body weight. That is asking for injury. But on bodybuilding movement specifically, there is no reason to ever not go to failure. Whenever you isolate it down to a smaller and smaller muscle group, you're going to get less and less systemic fatigue, and it's also going to hurt less and less. So a compound movement is going to be the highest risk, but also the highest reward, because you're hitting so many different muscles at once. It's very time efficient, and it's very good at making full body realistic strength. Tying this all together, whenever you're new, you need to see what it's like to go to failure on squats. You need to show that whenever you get into heavier weights where it's actually dangerous to go completely to muscular failure, that way you kind of have an idea, like if I do 1 or 2 more, I'm not going to be able to get this back up, and it's going to cause a lot of strain on my back and all these other muscles and stuff, and you're going to end up getting hurt. God, this God, my thoughts are everywhere. Why did I record this after I lifted? This shit is so retarded. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Holy fuck. This has been an extremely long-winded way to just say, go to failure, because if you don't ever go to failure, you don't know what failure looks like. And if you're not going to failure, then you're just going to end up being stuck at half of your genetic potential when you could get all of it. And realistically, there's someone out there that's a complete and utter bitch, but they're willing to actually just set aside the pain factor and go to failure, and they're bigger and stronger than you. And that sucks. And you can't even blame it on genetics because you're lifting like a pussy. So. Okay, this looks a tad bit homosexual, but it's the only way I'm going to be able to get my my camera to actually work with me. All right, trying out this new angle here. Damn, dude, it's like didn't even hit upper. It's just like my entire upper body's like pumped. Yeah, this ankle's kind of chopped. You know, I'm gonna give you guys some posing tips. So, to actually properly flex your quads after you're done watching this video, if you actually hit leg properly and you have, you know, an actual insert for your quad, which what is happening out there? Well, my legs are not especially defined, but they do have mass. So what you're gonna kind of want to do is face towards the camera, right? Now, at first, your feet might be straight. What you're gonna want to do is angle them out like that. Now you're gonna have more girth. The entirety, let me move you. The entire point of bodybuilding in general and posing and, you know, basically thirst trapping on the internet, if I'm being honest with you, is gonna be just trying to look as girthy as possible. Okay, so you're gonna kind of put your feet about shoulder width apart like this, and then make sure that your toes are pointed slightly outward, bend a little bit, and then externally rotate to try and get your abductor, all this meat right here, to basically be like almost touching in the middle. So boom, now your legs look girthy. Now, what you're gonna do with the upper body, we're just gonna go ahead and do like a frontmost muscular or something. It's gonna be hard to do with this shirt, move it back. What you wanna do is engage your lats, lean forward, then try and swoop. Everything's gonna be kind of a swooping motion. So start out here, then transition downward into flexing like this. I wish you guys could see my traps. Really. Flex literally everything. Try and engage your traps, your abs, your legs. So like, that's going to be the most muscular. I'm not very good at teaching posing. I'm not very good at posing in general. Then that little side pose I showed you, basically going to be, you're going to take your left leg, then whatever is like facing the camera, you're going to take that leg and you're going to move it to the middle of your other foot. Then you're going to angle yourself slightly this way. You're going to get yourself looking thick like a Instagram thought. Then squeeze your hamstring against your other leg. Try and make those legs pop. Then reach behind you, grab your wrist with your other arm, and extend your hand while holding onto your other arm with your thing, with your hand, out of breath. And then just flex that tricep and try and get like side chest in there too. God, I'm not teaching this right. And then swoop this down. Overall, this pump is not half bad. Oh yeah, you can also just do a quad stomp. Of course, mine does not look that good with a quad stomp, so I always kind of go for girth. This is, if you're a skinnier person, or at least you have skinnier legs by genetics, you're naturally going to have more like definition, more insertions and stuff. My quad, like you could see the teardrop right there, but overall there's a lack of definition. But if you have a lot quad definition, you can just do that and it will look insane. I cannot say the same for me. Damn, dude.